And then features are given priority that are put in the queue. So basically, whatever features, whatever stories that you have got in your sprints, they would move through the flow in the context of development lifecycle. So it's not about what is there in the product backlog. They're never touched. The product backlog is actually being maintained by the product owner, and they still remain the same. They don't have to, you don't have to track them. What gets tracked during the sprint execution and after the sprint execution, and once it gets into the sprint plan, is basically what is in the sprint backlog. So that means the shortlisted, the prioritized, and the estimated stories that get into the sprint backlog, they then would be tracked in terms of where they are, whether it is in the design development, deployment, or testing. So that's again very important. So that means that you're actually trying to focus on what is important and what is urgent for us. You're not really bothered about 100 other things. Like yesterday, we were talking about the laundry list of things, about hundreds of things that you have in your life that you need to do. But why would you bother about all those things? What is more important, what is urgent, is what actually is getting into your attention. You're trying to focus and trying to prioritize that in the last, for example, 1 week or next 1 week or next 1 month. You're not really bothered about things which are not urgent, even though some of them are important. So again, that is important in terms of having a clear focus on prioritization. And then the most important aspect of Kanban is to limit the work in progress. And that's why the focus is actually brought in, because you can then try and look at what is the important thing and how much of work can I really get done at the moment, given this kind of constraints, given the set of requirements. So that's the key principle that we need to really follow when we try and structure the work and put that into the flow. And obviously, the other thing is, once we have this, the beauty with Kanban is it can actually be used to create multiple work queues. So it's not just one, but you can actually have, for example, just not yours, but you can also track, for example, the shopping list of your partner, or of your children if you have, or of your parents. So it actually have got that kind of flexibility. On one board, you can manage pretty much everybody's shopping list and their and the tasks that they would like to do. And all of this is actually kind of visually managed. So with one look, you can get to see where each one of the family members is with respect to their shopping tasks. And similarly, when it comes to the context of a development lifecycle, you can pretty much manage not just your teams, but also every other team member that potentially could have an input into your product. And that's what we were looking at yesterday. I'll show you some examples of how what we call as aggregated status could actually be maintained within Kanban. So that's pretty much, again, this is really, really important. And no wonder, it's such a simple tool. It's very simple and easy to use. And it's the concept is pretty straightforward. And that's why the Kanban board adoption has been really, really quick. And it's used pretty much all around the world, and all teams, no matter whether small, big, startups or huge organizations, multinational corporation, it doesn't matter. All of them follow the Kanban technique, at least in the context of maintaining the work and the flow with respect to this, and having either a physical board like this that you're seeing, or they can have electronic boards. We're going to have a look at those in